Oh, excuse me. Who's that on there? I see. Oh, Don. What's up, Don? Oh, man. Excuse me. Excuse me. All right. Where's my link at? All right. There we go. I don't know what sometimes it shows this chat and then sometimes it don't. I don't understand why it does that. Kind of weird. All right. Oh man. I think this weather finally broke. I think the summer is here. And actually very happy about that. It ain't cool when you don't know whether to wear a t-shirt or a hoodie. It ain't cool, man. All right, let me see if maybe I can move the chat up. Pop it out and then move it up there. All right, yeah, that should work. All right, let me move this other window down. There we go. All right, cool. What's good, Max? He said it's hotter than July here. Yeah, well, July's finally here, so that's about right. Yep, that's about right. All right, so I am getting on the charts right now for the first time. I was taking me a good power nap a little while ago, man. Ain't nothing like getting that real official sleep. It's awesome. All right, what's going on? What's up, Mick? What's happening, Ed? Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. Goodness gracious. Now that was a real official sneeze. That sneeze was official. All right, yes indeed. So I haven't really been in the chat either. So what's been going on? Let me see. Only time I saw somebody talking last, it was 1:45. All right, so not that much going on. Environment and behavior. Actually, right now, the environment looks good. Environment looks good. Yes, it does. What's good, Adam? Adam say he hasn't had a chance to watch either. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna take a look at things, see what it do. Oh, Ed, you down in Maryland? Okay. Yeah, DMV. It seems like y'all get I don't know. It seems like your weather is kind of like in between a little bit. Like my wife's family in Georgia, they get weather. It just be hot. Like right now, I know it's mad hot. A few months ago, wife went down there, and it was hot then, and it was like up here it was still kind of cool. Not even kind of cool. Up here it was still cold. This was like I think March. Yeah, I think that was March or April. Yeah, she was in Georgia, man. It was like 90 degrees every day. Ridiculous. Oh, Don is okay. You in Maryland too? Okay. Bethesda. Okay, cool. Where's that close to? Is that near like Baltimore, or is it on a in a different area? And I'm acting like I know where stuff is at. I don't know. The only thing I know about Maryland is Baltimore. Been there a few times. As I said, it's not deep south weather here in Maryland, but it's a scorch at times, mainly due to humidity. Right. Okay. It said Glen Burnie, south of Baltimore, and Don is near Rockville in DC. Okay. Yeah, Rockville I've heard of. All right, so you closer to the DC side. Because isn't it like DC and Maryland is like this, it's kind of like the same. It's like the same. Like they're like connected, right? Like they don't they call it DC, Maryland? And Don said I stay away from Baltimore. Potomac too. Okay. Yeah, DMV. So it's DC, Maryland, Virginia. But DC and Maryland is like on is like up here and to the right, and then Virginia's underneath, right? Thirsty for dollars. What's good, man? Yeah, I think Baltimore is where. Remember that show, The Wire? I think that's where that was supposed to be based at. Yeah, after watching The Wire, I wouldn't want no parts of Baltimore either. Be like, nah, we ain't going to Baltimore, baby. No. Oh, I need to set this timer before I forget. Jeez, I need to set this thing up. All right. Yeah, Don said, yeah, real stuff. Ed said, Maryland is east on the Atlantic, then DC to the west of Maryland, and then Virginia to the west and to the south of DC. Got you. Okay. Yeah, market definitely doing too much right now. I actually thought a moment ago it has slowed down a bit. It actually did slow down, but now it is beginning to accelerate somewhat. Ed said, I prefer DC over B more any day. B more has my respect, but I wouldn't want to hang around B more for July weekend. Got you. Yep. I mean that sounds like parts of Brooklyn. Like, and it's funny because I think that's what it is. Any city or like metropolitan area, the area where there is heavy crime and stuff that goes on, you got to do your research if you're not from the area, so you know where it is, and you know to just stay away from those areas. But like everywhere is not like it's never the whole city that's like that, regardless of where you go. I would imagine that somebody coming like from out of state to New York, they come here, they're like, oh, don't go to Brooklyn. And it's like, it's not all Brooklyn, but there's parts of Brooklyn. It's like, you you can't walk down the street like with certain colors on and stuff like that because of what's going on in the area, in that particular area. But it's just being aware and knowing where you can and cannot go, really. Exactly. As I said, if you're not from that area and you don't do your research, you might be a statistic. Exactly. Don said DC is very affluent now. Really? So, like, real estate price, like the cost of living is higher now in DC than it has been? And why? Like, what happened? Don said he got a friend, one of the builders of Jeff Bezos' house in DC. Wow. A lot of gentrification. Yeah, that's like they're doing that in a lot of areas in New York City too. A lot of areas, and the rents are just high for no reason. When they start building up new buildings, and it don't matter like what's around it. Like, you can have blocks of older, residential properties. Let them put one new property in the area, that has all the amenities and stuff like that. All it takes is one. They do that one, then the prices of the cost of apartments or whatever goes up. Next thing you know, the older residential properties, the cost of that goes up. Like, it's kind of crazy, actually. Because it's like, well, these ain't new. You charging all that money for this right here, and this shit right here is not new at all. But that's how that goes with, like real estate. And when they start the gentrification process, and it starts like that. Then when they start building like shopping areas, and you got the retail, when the retailers come in, the big ones, then that's like it's like it's like a chain reaction kind of. And that's how they do it. They space it in between too, like a little bit at a time. It takes one builder, they'll see an area and they'll be like, yeah, we could do it here. They'll start with one property. They find a vacant lot that's empty, or even if it's not empty, if they can buy the property around it and then gut it out, they'll throw up a property right there. And all it takes is one. It's crazy. All it takes is one. But yeah, that's how they have definitely done. And really in New York City, they did that throughout all the boroughs. They did it in Brooklyn, the Bronx, Queens, Harlem, you know. It is. It is. Harlem is not old Harlem no more at all. Like you go to Harlem, like there's a Starbucks on 125th Street. Matter of fact, two of them. Anytime, like, and that's how I judge when I look at areas. If I see a Starbucks in the area, I know that it's either gentrified already or it's in the process of being gentrified. Yeah, Hell's Kitchen is Lower Manhattan. Yep. Yes, it is. And it's just an area of Manhattan because Manhattan, like the history of New York City way back when, there were areas of Manhattan where like immigrants gravitated towards and they started living there. And when they lived there, they created their culture in the area where they lived, you know. Like you had Italian neighborhoods, Irish neighborhoods, different ethnicities of immigrants that were coming across to New York City from Ellis Island because they had a hub there where they were shipping people from other countries into New York. And it was like you could come to New York and it was the land of the free. Like that's what they promoted it as at that time. So people were coming here, immigrants, but then when they got here, it was like slums. So they just made, the best of the situation when they came, but they found themselves when they came. So in other words, like if you came from Italy, you made your way to Little Italy in Manhattan, to what they call Little Italy now in Manhattan, because that's where all the Italian people were. And if you was Italian, that's where you had to go because you didn't know, how to speak no other language. You spoke Italian. That's where you went. If you were Irish, you went to where Irish people was. Chinese people did the same thing. Chinatown was born out of that. When they came here, they found themselves in the area where, they were dominant. If you was Chinese, that's where you went. You went to where Chinatown is now. And it's very interesting too because over time they kept their historical culture like in different spots in New York City. So you got like there's places in Queens, for example, where Chinese people ended up like migrating to, like Flushing, Queens, Chinese. And what they do is they'll pool their money together and they'll start to own, like to buy businesses and to build up businesses. That's kind of like the way that they do things culturally. So when they begin to open up businesses, like you go to Flushing, Chinatown and Flushing, the businesses is written in Chinese. Like you go to Popeyes or KFC, it's in Chinese. Like that's their businesses for real. So it's very interesting. It's an interesting dynamic, the way that culturally like things come to be, and where you get the names of places from. Like Greenwich Village, like that really was a village. Chelsea, like different places in New York City. That like they have history behind them, and even like to this day, some places where you go down, the signs of the streets are a different color. Like normally in New York City, the street signs are green. When you go to some places in Manhattan, the street signs to be brown, or they might like be red, and that's because those are still I forgot what they call them, either villages or like townships, but they still have like their own segmentation within New York City. Even to now, there's some places in the city where the streets are still cobblestone. You know, the cobblestones that they used to ride the horse and buggies on, they still there. It's crazy. Yep, as I said, I was watching Netflix, Daredevil, Luke Cage, Defenders, all these places in New York I had not heard of. Yep, exactly. He said they have lotteries overseas. When they come to America, they bring other family units from the lotteries to work in the business establishment. Bingo. Bingo. Yep. And that's exactly how they do it. And their family comes over, and it's like they get kind of like free labor because you work in the business, but you're not really getting paid that much. You get a place to stay. You work in the business kind of for free, but you get a place to live. They'll let you live in the back of the business if need be. Like a lot of times when they first start out, when they get a business, whatever their store is, they live in the back. Eventually, they'll save up enough money, and they'll probably buy the whole building where the store is. Then when they buy the building, then they start living in the building. They'll rent out whatever apartments that they can to have that supplemental income, but then they'll live there also, and they rinse and repeat that process over and over again. It's very interesting. Yep. Very, very interesting. And that's how they do it. And they'll start with, businesses that they know that people are going to buy from because everyone needs the services. Fruit markets, laundromats, dry cleaners, definitely places to eat, supermarket, that type of thing. They're gonna open up businesses that make sense in the community because they know that people are always gonna go there. So they'll never have to worry about going out of business. They're never gonna go out of business. And then next thing you know, it's a town. Like that's their town. They control it. They don't like. One thing too that I like and respect about the way that they do things together is because they pull their money together. They don't deal with the bank. Like nobody goes to the bank for a loan. You don't ever see nobody like going to get a bank loan. That's not how they got their business at all. They worked, saved up, built up enough money, and when they had enough money to buy something, they bought it. Property, enough money to get their business running, and all of that came from them saving up. They ain't going to no bank. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's that exactly. They have the format for that. Definitely do. Ed said the bank of us. Yep. Bank are us. Yeah, definitely. Yep, town businesses, exactly. And like even now in New York City, there's a large Jewish population where they live and control all of the businesses, like Crown Heights, in Brooklyn, in Queens, a few places in Queens. I think Jackson Heights, Corona, heavy Jewish population. Anywhere they are, they own the businesses and they own the real estate, and they live there. Like Crown Heights is heavy like that. In Brooklyn. And it's like it's a certain group of Jews called Hasidic Jews. They're the ones that wear the black big hats, and they got the curls that hang on the side. The Hasidic Jews, they control a lot of wealth, and they have a lot of power. Definitely, they're very organized. And then, I mean, that's the blueprint right there. That's the format. Yep. Thirsty for Dollars says Philadelphia is a crazy place. That sounds like New York. Yeah, I know Philly. It's wild too, man. Yep, Philly is definitely no joke. Don said they are about 5% of the population, but control 70% of the wealth. Yep, that is true. Yes, it is. Yeah, so like that's how they do things. Definitely, they pool their wealth together to make things happen, so that they can own, control, and operate businesses. And they, in their community, they kind of police themselves most of the time. Also, like people just don't do certain things in their neighborhood. If you don't come from the outside and do certain things in their community, because first of all, you're not going to get away with it. Second of all, you don't want to be bothered because their power and their influence is so heavy that you're not getting away with nothing. So people don't even be bothering them. Like, they'll just leave them alone, for the most part. Usually when you hear something that happens to one of them, it's one of them that did it. It's not somebody from the outside that did it. Yep. Yep, that's funny, Winston. He talking about the Fuller Brush Company. Yep. Yeah, the Fullers, they are a family from England, actually. Like, when I did research on the name, they were I forgot what they called them. I want to say a clan. I don't think it's not a clan that they use. It's a different word, but it's like a family, and they have a symbol. It's like a shield that represents that family, and it was one of the families in England that was like, I don't know if it was a royal family. It might have been, but it was like during the medieval time. Like, dang, what's the word I'm thinking of? But anyway, so they all fought. So they were one of the families that were like kind of warmongers, and they fought for control of land and power and all of that type of stuff. The story of the world. And say people have to get permission to do business. Facts. Matter of fact, yeah. You don't really you don't do no business independent of them at all. Like, period. They don't do business with anybody from the outside unless that's something that they are just doing at the time. But they don't do business with folks outside of themselves. They look to one another. One of them own a business for whatever it is that they looking for. And it's very, very interesting. This 2643 looked interesting. Yeah, 2643. 2643 actually looked like MRMH. Oh, now I'm seeing why you said Crest. It is Crest. That is the name. And it is kinship. It's it is Crest. That is the word. You're right. Yep. Yep, you are correct. Damn, I didn't record that 340 just now, but that looked like MRMH to me just now. I don't know who's watching. Let me see if anybody got the recording for it. And then y'all saw that just now? This AC is, man, this air conditioner is no joke. This thing is cold, damn. VFX was good. He said, I expect you to be driving a sports car with all that wealth. Nah, man. I'm not really into sports cars like that, to be honest with you. I think that as I got older, I kind of drifted away from it. When I was younger, I had liked them. But as I got older, I just, when you start to get a family and all of that, you just be doing family stuff. I can't even explain it. Yeah, it did. The 340 did hold, and it actually is set up and it held. That's why I was saying I wanted to see the recording of it. I think I saw enough to be able to say that was. Let me just say what it was. Let me just call it real quick. Yeah, I call it. Do gotta monitor the speed though. Yep, that you do have to do. The speed and also the timing of how the behavior is. Need to keep on top of that. This one coming up should tell us a lot about if the market is trying to transition out of where we are. VFX is 100K a year realistic for this lifestyle. Definitely. It's very realistic. I think that most people don't put themselves really in position to achieve that because they don't ever really get enough skill and develop the patience and the discipline in order to execute with consistency. That's a major problem. Like that's what's in the way of the majority of people when it comes to trading, because they want to, it's like people insist on focusing on the now all the time. Like they want to be able to trade today. They want to trade, and, do all of this stuff. But then at the same time, they're scared to trade. They're scared to trade. They're scared to lose. But then they want to make all of this money. And it's like all you're doing is it's like you in a hamster wheel, just spinning. You literally just spinning your wheels because you trying to do something that is like you don't have the skill yet to do it consistently. The skill doesn't mean being able to pick out trades. The skill means being able to avoid losing trades in the first place. So it's like when people Bree always messing with me. Yeah, so when people especially when they first come into this, like when they first are kind of into trading, they have hopes and dreams, right? Then they start to see what the market is like, and it's like, whoa, I don't think I was ready for this. And it's like a surprise to them when they see what the market is capable of doing, in spite of whatever strategy or approach that they're going about, trading with. Like a lot of people like to get signals and stuff, and when they get signals, you relying on somebody else to provide you with information that's telling you when to get into the market. You know what I mean? So if you rely on signals, now you got a bigger problem, because now when you lose, you don't know why. It's like, damn, I lost that trade. And it's like, because you don't know where the signal came from in the first place, you don't even know why you lost. So not knowing why you lost is a major problem, because that means that you don't understand the dynamic of the market and how to avoid it. How are you going to avoid losing if you don't know why you're losing in the first place? You can't avoid it. You don't even know why you lost. And that's a big problem. Huge problem. So it's like, the reason I even mention that is because by you doing that and you going that route, now you are tapped into a cycle. It's a repetitive cycle that you remain in, where you win in some trades, and then you get you lose and then get set back. Then you try to get it back. In the process of trying to get it back, you lose again, get set back even more, and you keep getting set back further. And next thing you know, you're not in the black at all. You're in the red now. So it's like you just totally are losing. Don't know why you're losing, and you can't do anything about it. So that's why, like, I always preach about actually having skill in the market and understanding the dynamic of the market first. Before you can even think about trading, you got to understand, well, why would you even lose to begin with? What would cause you to lose a trade on this platform, trading one of these binaries? What would cause you to lose? Once you understand that it's the way that the market moves that determines whether you win or lose, now you have an advantage, because now you can study that. You can actually study how the market moves. And as you study that, the market will reveal a lot to you that will lead to you avoiding losing situations. That's why I tell y'all the same thing all the time. Like, it's always repetitive on my part. So I'm the one that ends up sounding like a broken record. But when you stop and look at what I tell you, you'll see for yourself that it's true. So it's not like I'm just making up something arbitrary and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna just say this, and no, I'm saying that because that's what it actually is. I'm saying that because once you realize that that's what it is, you'll stop the bleeding and you'll stop losing. Because you'll, first and foremost, you're going to stop trading. And that's another thing. People want to insist on continuing to trade, which is insane. It's like if you know that you're trading and you're losing, you need to stop trading because you need to figure out why you're losing. What is it that the market is presenting at the time when you're taking trades that's causing you to lose? Until you figure that out, you're going to keep losing. Yep. So you're going to be in that loop. Ed said NADEX Go makes training so much more convenient. Yeah, a lot of people use the phone with the NADEX Go. A lot of people use that. He said it held, but the speed picked up at the last 3 seconds. Okay. Robocop, what's up? Have you ever had any problem with NADEX? No. Nope. Never had a problem with them, man. And you know, I'm not like I don't want people to think I'm biased towards NADEX. You know, like, oh, I love them so much. It's not that. If a company is being unfair, that's one thing. If a company does business the way that they should, they're providing you with the service that they're saying that they're going to provide you with, and then they actually fulfill that promise. They're doing what they're supposed to do. So it's your job to figure out what you're doing. You know, like one of the things that people also tend to do is they want to blame like the platform or where they're trading at. You know what I'm saying? Like for when they are losing or they're losing any kind of money. You know, they'll say, yeah, NADEX took my money. NADEX ain't take your money. What it is you trading and you don't understand the market yet. You don't understand the market and you don't understand the platform that you're trading on. So that's a double no-no. Like you got problems because you don't understand what you're doing, first of all. And then on top of that, you don't understand what you're using. NADEX is a platform that you use to trade with. Like that's it. It's an exchange. The way that it's set up is very simple and it's comprehensive. You know, if you take the time to actually look at what it is and what they offer, you'll see the way that you can actually capitalize substantially. Like you really can create a huge income for yourself if you understand the market and you use that platform. I'm not saying you can make all this money because you're on NADEX. I'm saying that you can make a lot of money because you understand the market first. And then you have a tool, you have a vehicle such as NADEX to now use to capitalize on your knowledge of the market. If you don't ever understand the market, I don't care what platform you use, you're going to lose. And that's just it. If you never take the time to understand the market and train and observe and study and all of that, I don't care what you're using. You're going to lose your money anyway, so it don't matter. It ain't going to matter. As said, if you don't abuse the charts, the market won't abuse you. I mean, like, it doesn't get any simpler than that. It really doesn't get any simpler than that, like, in all honesty. Keep an eye on this 2639. This right here should tell us some more information too. Want to see how this ends up moving. It's 2639. It's going to tell us a lot. Look at how much information you're getting right now. Like this, what I see. I love this. This is what I'm talking about. Look at how much information the market just gave you that quick. Come on, man. And that's what I'm saying, like about like being in the know, like just knowing what to look at. People be spending so much time on stuff that don't mean nothing. When you study the market, come on, man. It's like you really start understanding the dynamic of why you would win. Like how it's possible to win every time you trade. Take your time and just observe and study. You'll see and you'll pick up on what the market actually does. Like it's kind of figuring out how somebody breathes. You ever hear someone breathe and you can tell it's a certain person by how they're breathing? That's how the market is. That's how the market is. You ever let me try to see if I can pick somewhere that you might be familiar with. And for me, my sense is so strong that I could be outside. But I'm gonna give you an example. There have been times where I have been outdoors, like outside, and I can smell a perfume or a cologne, and I know that the person that I know wears that is near. Like I can smell it. I can smell them, and I know how it smells on them. Like I can't explain it, but it's like having that kind of sense where it's like you smell it and you're like, wait a minute. Wait, let me see. And you look around because you now know that the person is around. And you're like, I know that they're not here. And then you look around and you find them and they're there. And you're like, I knew that you were here. I smelled your cologne. And it's like, what? What do you mean you smell my cologne? I smelled your cologne. I know what it smells like on you. And I knew it was you. And I knew that you were close by. And then you find them. Like it's kind of like that same dynamic. It's just ill. It's ill. It's like when you're around somebody for so long, you can pick up on that type of just little, that's a little subtle thing. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not nothing that everybody is capable of doing, but you can be around somebody for so long and you're in their presence and in their environment so often that you're so familiar with them, you can identify them by the scent. You know what kind of perfume and cologne that they wear, and you know how it smells when they wear it. Because it's not like they're the only ones in the world that might wear that fragrance. But you know how it smells on them. And then you smell it when you outside. It's crazy, but I'm trying to give you examples of the way that you become that familiar with the market. Where it's like you just can pick up on and detect everything that the market is telling you and communicating to you at the time. RoboCop said, started on demo, hope to move to live soon. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Don said, the sky's the limit. There's no cap on human potential. That's it. That's what it is. That's what it is. Exactly what Don just said. Yep. Ed said, you're capable of sensing their essence. That's why we train to do this in the market. Exactly. Equidream said, I don't see why they'd ever be unfair. They're making $1 to $2 off every person that jumps and exits trades. That's bank for them. That's what I'm saying. Like the model that they're using is remarkable because you're not going to have, just like over time, the more people that become aware of the possibilities of being able to trade and to make money on the NADEX platform, the more people actually become aware of it, people are going to want to trade on this platform. Just for the simple fact that you can take an idea about the way you feel about the market and then create an actual trade that pays you now for being right about your idea and how you feel about the market. People love that. People, you know how it feels when people like, man, I knew the market was going to go up. So just imagine if you come on this platform and you can take your same ideas and you can capitalize off of what you in your mind believe that you know about what the market is going to do. So whether that's the case or not, just the fact that you like it and now you have a way to capitalize on it quickly. Like we talking about binaries, that a 5-minute binary is 5 minutes. Even if somebody come over here trading a different, time frame, hourlies or 20 minutes or whatever, it's the binary. The fact that you can take a trade and you're on the other side of a trade, someone else believes the opposite of what you believe. You're trading against them. May the best man or woman win. Like that's the best opportunity that there is as far as trading goes, because it means if you just keep being right, how fast can you build up your account? Like just think about what I'm showing you in the blueprint. The blueprint, you start with $100. All you got to do is be right. So what makes you right? What makes you wrong? Think about it from that perspective. What makes you right is being in tune with the market so that you know where the market is going to end up. If you can understand how the market moves, you'll know where it ends. By the time a clock runs out on the binary, you'll know. Study. Observe. You'll get it. You'll pick it. You're going to pick it up. It's not like you ain't going to figure it out. You are. You're going to pick up on it. And then at the same time, you're going to continue to get better at doing it, because that's what you do. What you do is you observe and study. That's not what everybody else is doing. Most people are just jumping into the market and taking trades. Oh, I think this one's going to stay. I think this one's going to stay under here. Let me see. Oh, there's a pivot right here. I think it's going to bounce off that. Oh, let me put a Fibonacci on here. Let me put a fib here. Oh, there's going to be a 382. Oh, what's that 382 retracement? Oh, they're applying all of this stuff to the market to try to give them an idea of where to enter into a trade and what to do. You know what I mean? And in the meantime, they're doing all of that, and all you're doing is studying actual market behavior. You're studying actual environment in the market. Like, you actually know what the market is really doing. And you know to stay out when the market is not doing anything that represents stability. If the market is unstable, we ain't trading. That's the whole idea. Our job is to trade when the market is stable. When the market is not stable, your job is not to trade. That's how you win consistently over time. Like you understand what I'm saying? That's the difference between somebody winning all the time and then somebody losing all the time. People that lose all the time, they have not figured that out yet. They don't understand the dynamic of market movement and behavior. They don't know. They have no idea. They still looking at candles. They still looking at candles and moving averages. Oh, when this cross is over, I'm gonna go long. Oh, I'm gonna buy when this right here, when it hits that level, I'm gonna sell. What? It's like none of that means anything. Like, all you gotta do is be right about where it ends at. That's it. I don't care about being right about what it did. I want to be right about the timing of when I'm taking the trade so I can win. That's it. I don't care about nothing else. And if you happen to be the person on the other side of the trade when I'm in, I got you. Because I done did my diligence and I've studied. So I know what I'm doing and I know why I'm doing it. I know why I'm going to win the same way that I know why you're going to lose this trade. Which is kind of crazy, but that's what it is. Like, that's exactly what it is, though. People don't know why they be losing. That's what's so funny to me. I'm like, you'll stay losing and don't know why. You can't even tell me why you lost. If you can't tell me why you lost, you shouldn't trade. You should at least know why you lost. At least that way you know that you can do something different and switch up and not make the same mistake again. But you don't even know why you lost in the first place. It's crazy, man. Robocop said, when I started demo, I blew 2.5K in the first month, but was playing around trying to teach myself. Then stumbled upon TA videos, studied the videos, especially the Blueprint Project. Now I've made back the loss and I've doubled it. Timing is everything. TA knows what they're doing. Try to tell you, man. Trying to tell you. And then what's so funny too is like people don't realize that everything that you're trying to figure out is already figured out. Like that's why when people come into training, they realize that now they're just in an environment that helps them to reinforce what they now know. And what they now know is something that they knew all along, but it just wasn't at the forefront of their focus. So it's like, it's not something that they were focusing on. Like, you know that you have to be patient in the market. You know that already. Nobody got to tell you that. You know that you have to wait for the market to do certain things and to position itself certain ways. Now, you either wait or you don't wait. If you don't wait, it means you go off, you do other stuff because you anxious to trade. You want to get a trade. And it's that energy that keeps you in the mindset of feeling like you have to get a trade. You know what I mean? Instead of just letting the market guide you. Let the market tell you when to trade. You're so busy looking for a good trade that you're not paying attention to the right time. You want to trade now and you take a trade at the wrong time and then get slapped. Markets slap you all over the chart. You just sitting there like, oh, what happened? Market is just doing what it normally does. It's not even, and then people be like, oh man, the market is crazy. No, it's not. Everything that you're saying that the market is doing that's crazy is normal. It's not crazy. That's what's crazy. What's crazy is that you think it's crazy. That's what's crazy. The fact that you believe it's crazy is crazy. Oh man. JG, is there another binary options platform like NADEX around? I'm pretty sure that there will be. Eventually, there's going to have to be, because that's just how things end up working in the business world. When someone sees that something is working, they try to duplicate it and capitalize off of the success of the model. So the model that NADEX is using is very powerful. So I would imagine that in the future, you definitely will have another platform that comes along that will be similar to NADEX. You know, I don't know. Beyond that, I don't know. But I would say that, yes, there will be. There's not one currently, though. Like, there isn't another one in existence at this time, to my knowledge. Equidream said, as far as regulated in the U.S., it's only NADEX, correct? I've yet to find another platform with decent reviews and no issues with people withdrawing money. Right. Exactly. Ernest says, Mark, I doubt there will be another platform. I think that there will be someone that attempts to duplicate what they have done because of how powerful the model is. The model that they're using is crazy. And you know that in general, the government doesn't like monopolies. They don't like that because they make more money in taxes off of competition. That's why usually anytime you see a company dominate, when they dominate, you ever notice that out of nowhere another company comes along and try to do the same thing? And it's like what happened? It happens all the time. It's the very nature of what the government likes. They make more tax money off of competition than they do off of a company monopolizing off of a situation. And that's just real. Like that's realistic. Um, yeah, I be getting all kind of messages all day. Um, oh, the 410 just now. I didn't see that. I meant to look at that. I wanted to see how that looked. I wasn't paying attention. I'll make sure I watch the next one. um, Winston said, "Get out of my head." JG says, "So basically, trade during slow moments and do butterfly." JG, no, that's not what I'm saying. Nope. Slow doesn't mean profitable. Slow is just one aspect and one perspective of how the market moves. There's other movement aside from whether it's slow or fast. Equidreams, every other one I've seen, there's always a catch when it comes to money withdrawal being involved. Yeah, and that's why, see, like for me, that's why I appreciate NADEX so much. Like, make no mistake about it, I appreciate the fact that we have NADEX. I just always, in the back of my mind, know that there's always going to be a level of competition at some point, and it doesn't matter. I'm not even saying that it's going to be a bad thing if another company tries to come along to duplicate what they're doing. To me, it just would make sense for someone else to see the success of the model that they use and try to duplicate something similar, because of the way that people are gravitating to the opportunities that they have available through the instruments that they allow you to trade. Like, all they've done is just created a way for you to take your ideas about the market and make money now, like even faster than you can make on Forex. You can make money much faster than you can in Forex. And not only that, but you can scale up. Like, you can do it at scale. Not to say that you can't do that with Forex, but with Forex, you got to be right about direction. If you got a target that you are thinking price is going to, in order for you to get your full risk reward ratio on your trades, you got to wait for it to hit your full target. Like, there's so many different variables when it comes to trading Forex that you have to consider that you don't have to worry about when you trade on the NADEX exchange. NADEX makes it possible for you to just be right now and make money right now. You know what I mean? One contract, you can make 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, $35, whatever it is that you're doing to make to make money on that one contract. You can do that over and over again. And then you can use the same idea. So in other words, the same trade that you took with one contract, you could take with 10 contracts and make 10 times as much. You understand? You see the model that I'm talking about? Like, that's powerful. It means you can scale up your income doing the same thing that you were doing at a smaller income. That's remarkable. That's remarkable, man. Ain't nothing like that. That is remarkable. Like, I don't care what nobody says. There ain't nothing out there right now that's like that. That's why the model is so powerful. JG said, "You know anything about touch brackets? Because I don't." Nope. No, I actually looked at touch brackets. I don't like it. because it reminds me of Forex. Not to say that it's not a good instrument to use. You have to do your diligence to know whether or not something makes sense for you to use. Just like spreads. Spreads are very similar to how Forex functions as well. And they've done that because people are used to trading Forex also. So that's why they're taking a lot of people that trade Forex traditionally, and they're shifting them into NADEX as well with the other two products. Between spreads and touch brackets, people are going to shift into NADEX who trade Forex now because they can trade a similar instrument to what they do already on Forex. But then when you get to NADEX, you look at the binaries too. You might trade Forex and you like spreads and touch brackets and all that, but when you see what you can do with a binary, and you know, one day you just might happen to look like, hey, let me check out these binaries. And then you look at it and you're like, wait, hold up. And the light bulb goes off. That's going to happen to a bunch of people. That's going to happen to a lot of people. And when they do that, those people will now come into the binaries. You see? And all it does is just create more opportunity for us who already trade binaries. Because that's more people to take money from. Because they're not going to know what they're doing. They're not going to know what they're doing. Ernest said that other platform will have to be an exchange as well to duplicate NADEX. Not easy. Right. And that's what I mean. The model that NADEX is using is the exchange model. It's not a traditional Forex binary model. It's a model that they kind of created. And they created it based on the similarities from how traditional binaries worked, but they took it up another notch. The model that NADEX is using is better. It's the best that we've had so far. Like, period. As said, government had to break up the AT&T business. That's how we got Verizon. Exactly. Yep. And I mean, you know, like, all of it for us just spells opportunity. The more people that you have coming into this specific niche that we're in, because that's what we're in. We're in a very powerful, very specific niche with this platform. It's very powerful. And, you know, it's not going to do anything but get better. And then at the same time, it's like, oh, well, Mark, what if everybody does the same thing? People are never going to do the same thing. It's too many people, first of all. You have people doing all of these different things on the platform. So there's always going to be opportunity for you to trade. That's why understanding the market is what allows you to have opportunity in the first place, to win consistently and to position yourself to always scale up. You're always going to be able to scale up. You want to make more money? Scale up your contract size. Well, how do you do that? Flip. Like, why do you think I created the Blueprint project? To show you how to flip. It's easy to flip. Notice I'm saying it's easy to flip. I'm not saying it's easy to win all the time. It's not easy to win all the time when you don't study the market. The more that you study the market, you can win consistently. And the more confident that you become in your ability to observe, study, and execute in the market, that confidence works to your advantage because it makes you not scared to scale up. You're not scared. You don't even think about contract size after a while. You're not thinking, oh man, here it goes. Man, I'm going to go up to 10. Whew. Man, I'm kind of scared. Why are you scared? Do the same thing you was doing when you was trading one. That's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is about really understanding the market and really learning how to control yourself. The reason people lose is because they don't possess those elements. That's what we train on every single day. We don't do nothing else. So that's all I be doing. Like, people be asking me, well, Mark, what do you do when when do you trade? I do what you see me doing every day. I don't do nothing different. Right now, I'm looking at the chart. Right now. I'm studying the market right now. Rinse and repeat. What you worried about? You don't think the market is ever going to line up because you watched the market for 4 hours? You've been watching the market for 4 hours. Oh man, I watched the market for 4 hours. You know, I didn't see no trade set up. Well, it's because you're looking for a trade. I'm not looking for a trade. I'm looking for the market to present the right time to take a trade. There's a difference. And I know, like I understand why people be getting upset with me because they're just like, yo, you make it look too easy. It's not hard. It's really not hard. Patience, man. Patience and discipline. Don't stop doing other stuff, and it will be much easier than you're making it to be. Don't do nothing else, man. Just relax. Just relax. Oh my goodness. JG said, you trade at night or strictly during the day? I trade whenever. The reason that I'm saying I trade whenever is because the market will position itself and present us with the right timing whenever it wants to. You don't control when the market does that. That's like me saying, oh, well, the market only does that in the daytime. Nah, man. Market does it in the daytime, it does it at night, does it in the afternoon, does it in the evening. Sometimes it do it in the morning. My job is to just watch when I'm up. Like earlier this afternoon, before I came on today, I was in the house taking a nap. I wasn't on the chart. I woke up. I was like, all right, let me, I go outside, get in the charts, and go on live or whatever for a little while and just chill. Here I am. Right now, we're looking at the market. Since we've been on here, you've already seen instances where you can see how the market is possibly transitioning. We're looking at it right now. Is that going to turn into a trade? It may or may not. There's days where I come on here, we get permission, we get a trade, bang, everybody takes the same trade. There's days where nothing happens. There's times when I'm on live training, we might see opportunities presented. There's times when there's nothing happening. There's times before training. There's times after training. The market is always open. Your job is to become familiar with studying and observing the market so that you know what the good timing in the market looks like. The reason that folk lose is because they're looking for a good trade. We ain't looking for a good trade. We're looking for a good market environment to trade in. There's a difference. It's just different, man. This is real skill, what we do. Don said, NADEX been out for a while, 10 plus years. Yeah, they have. I forgot the name of their group. There's a group that they actually are that created NADEX, which is a spinoff of stuff that they were already doing. I forgot what their name was, what their name is rather. But I think that they are, I want to say that they based out of Canada. No, not Canada. Either Canada or England. I forgot. I got to look it up again. Steven said, training and observing, relaxing and waiting. That's it. That's what we do. Which market you had the most success in? I only trade one market. The only market that I trade is the pound. The GBP USD. And for anyone that is on the platform, I recommend that you stick to one market, whatever market it is. Like the market of your choice, just stick to one. Whatever market you decide that you like the most, whatever the case may be, stick to that market. Don't look at nothing else. You want to become familiar with and you want to study one market. Remember that the money is in understanding the market, not picking trades. That's where people mess up at. They try to pick trades. You can't pick winning trades all the time. If you attempt to do that, you're going to lose at some point. You need to recognize the most profitable environment to be in the market, where when you enter into a trade, you win, and you know that you're going to win the trade, not because of the trade, but because of the timing. See, like the way that the market moves is broken down into time and is broken down into speed, direction, velocity. Like there's different aspects that are tied into movement. It's the same thing in the physical world. Movement doesn't just mean like stuff doesn't just move back and forth or up and down or left and right. In a three-dimensional physical world, everything moves in 3 dimensions. It's like it's up, down, yes. It's back and forth, yes. Left, right, yes. But what about in, out? In and out is there also. Even though that's not in the physical dimension, in and out is still a part of what you do. So it takes it up to the 4th dimension. Let me not even do that. I ain't gonna go there. I'm sorry. Yeah, forget that, because I don't want to confuse the point that I'm trying to make. The bottom line is that the movement has to be observed. It's like looking at a bird fly. When you see the bird flying, you're like, damn. Like you're trying to keep up with where the bird is moving and where it's flying to. As soon as the bird lands and stops and it's perched up on a tree branch, now you can see the bird. When the bird is moving, you can't see it. You know it's a bird. You can't tell me what the bird is. You can't tell. It's moving too fast. As soon as the bird slows down and lands, you're like, oh, that's a woodpecker. Oh, that's a sparrow. Oh, look at that pigeon. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what it is after you're able to see it after it has slowed down. When that bird's flying around, you can't see nothing. You just see something moving. You're like, damn, that bird sure is fast. Until the bird slows down, it's just a bird. When the bird slows down, now it's a pigeon, sparrow, woodpecker, blue jay, cardinal, whatever type of bird it is. You see what I'm saying? So it's physics. Let me see something. Just look, if you look at the pound right now on NADEX, and look at your option pricing. Like, this is what I'm talking about as far as studying. If you look at the pricing on the option pricing is a reflection of the movement of the market also. Like when you listen to stuff that I say, I'm just telling you what I've learned through observation. No one told me none of this stuff that I'm telling you. No one told me this. No one taught me this. This came from me just studying. Think about how stuff. You ever seen scientists when they're doing research? When they're doing research, they start with nothing. They don't even know where they're starting from. They're like, all right, so what are we doing? All right, we're trying to find what? Okay. All right, so where we starting from? All right, okay, so we're gonna start there. They start, and it's like a blank canvas. It's like a painter with a blank canvas. The painter doesn't even know where he's gonna start from. All he has is the canvas. It's blank. There's nothing there. He starts by looking at the blank canvas. First thing he does is pick up the brush. Picks up the brush, looks at the brush, looks at the color palette. He's putting it together. He's observing. What is he observing? He's just observing. He doesn't know what he's observing yet. He doesn't know what he's looking at yet. But the observation is there. You know it's there because he picked up the brush and now there's colors in front of him. So he's like, all right, Picks up the brush, touches the color, touches some water, starts mixing it. He got the little board over here. He's mixing the colors now, right? Mixing up the colors. Still don't know what he's doing. He doesn't know what he's going to do yet. Mixing up the colors. Next thing you know, he got a color now and he starts, he's tapping on the canvas, touching the canvas. Whatever he going to paint is going to come, it's going to unfold. All of that came through him just observing. He was in observation mode and then it unfolded because he was in observation mode. Same thing with the scientists. When they're doing research, sometimes they might look at plants. They're like, all right, well, did we look at plants? Did we look at this plant yet? Well, let's look at it. They didn't say, hey, let's figure out the cure. We're gonna figure out how to cure cancer. That's the end goal, but they're not studying it and observing nothing saying that in their head. They're not like, you listen, we're gonna figure out how to cure cancer today. They have to reverse engineer everything that is there. They don't have nothing to work with yet. It's broken down. This is science. It's broken down for them because they have to reverse everything. They start from the problem and then go backwards. The market is the same way. Like, this is what's so bugged out to me about like how people won't study. And it's like I say the same thing every day. I'm like, you need to look at the market. Stop trying to pick binaries. Stop trying to pick a trade. Study how the market moves. Look at the platform. Look at option pricing. Look at how does that correlate to the price of the market that you're looking at. Just look at it. I don't know what I'm looking at. Just keep looking. Keep watching. Anyway, Gregory said all the trades I've seen him take in the pound. The man is an expert on the pair, real deal. Definitely. JG, how long did you trade before you said I'd rather do this full time than work full time? I've been trading since I was trading Forex successfully way before NADEX came along. I was trading Forex since 2004. I learned about Forex, I want to say 2002. And then I began actually full-time trading by the time 2006 got here. I actually quit my job in 2006. So from 2002 to 2006 was my learning period in Forex. And the reason that I'm talking about that is because I'm including my knowledge of Forex as far as why I'm able to do what I do now on NADEX. See, all of that prepared me for the knowledge that I have now. I knew what to look for when I began to use the NADEX platform. I didn't understand NADEX at first. At first I was like, this is kind of frustrating me. I don't understand how to do this. My thing was, how do you just win? Like, I want to just win all the time. I don't understand why you have to lose. I didn't understand. I was like, explain to me why do you have to lose? No one could break that down. Everything I looked at, strategies, indicators, all of this stuff, signals. Oh, this right here, this 80% win rate. Oh, these signals win, every 5 out of 6 times. I'm like, well, the 1 out of 6, why did it lose? Couldn't explain it to me. Nothing could be explained to me as far as why you would lose. So that's what I began to look into. I'm like, yo, what if you figured out how to stop losing? If you figure out how to stop losing, then when you do take trades, you're going to win. And if you can win consistently on this platform, you know how much what you can do? Starting with a little bit of money, you can take a little bit of money and go wherever you want to with it. Like literally. Hold up. I need to put something here. My OCD's kicking in. The lighting, man. The lighting. No, that ain't gonna work. I need like something to stand up. Either that or move this phone, because I don't like how that light is hitting the phone. And you gotta excuse my OCD. I apologize. Is it there now? Nope. I need something right there to stop that light from hitting it. That's getting on my nerves right there. Can't take it. Here, let me use this. All right, there it is. Now I feel better. All right. Yeah, so I think I just answered that one. Yeah, so 2006 is when I've been off or out of the job market since 2006. I knew that I would be able to do this full-time trading in 2004. I knew it. I was in position to do it in 2004, but I waited until 2006 before I left the job. So that's kind of how that worked out. But like I said, all of that, and like I said, I was profitable in Forex. I was doing very well in the Forex market. I ran into issues in Forex because of the brokers, not because I didn't know what I was doing. I did know what I was doing, definitely. Gregory said, Board's question, do you think trading the dollar yen is a good picture of how the dollar is a dad is strength? I'm not sure what you were trying to say. Hold up. The two type. So you said, do you think trading the dollar yen is a good picture of how to, or how the dollar is strength? Gregory, repeat that whole question for me, because I'm still trying to understand what you were asking. I apologize. Gregory said price action and charting is keep. Okay. Yeah, Gregory, I'm totally lost now. I'm trying to make sense out of what I don't understand the typos. Max said, truth be told, your framework and protocol will work with all the pairs. Yes, it will. JG, how did you find NADEX years ago? I don't think they advertise themselves a lot. No, not NADEX, Forex. NADEX I found in 2017. But what I'm saying is that my career in trading goes back before NADEX. And matter of fact, I knew about NADEX in late 2016, actually. But I've been in Forex for years. 4 years. All right, sorry about that. The 440 I didn't see just now. I wish I would have. I wasn't watching. And is my timer set? Okay, the timer's set. All right. Don said, flip and slap the uneducated. That is a fact. That's what we do, my brother. Ed said, after my first 3 flips, I'll treat myself to one of those fine TeamAlliance caps with the New York City brim, no doubt. I just literally took some colors out of I had some hats that I bought from like around the wintertime. Some bright colors, like bright summer colors. I just took them out today. Actually, I'm gonna go get them made up probably this week. Some nice bright Bermuda looking colors. But everything go with a white t-shirt, so I'm all good. I'm all good. Yep, but they look nice. I like the caps, man. The caps are nice, definitely. Okay, so Gregory said, meant to say trading the dollar yen is a good indicator of how the dollar is doing. Multiple markets kind of give you indication as to how the dollar's doing. You know, dollar yen, dollar CAD. What the Forex pairs give you more indication of is how the dollar's doing versus the other currency that it's against. That's more so what it's doing. It's giving you more solid indication of that more than anything. It's not just a general gauge of how the dollar's doing, because you can look at the pound dollar and get an idea, or the euro dollar. I think when the markets correlate more, and when they have, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm trying to go back to my Forex years. Dang, I can't think of the wording. But it's kind of like when markets begin to mirror one another. When you start seeing a lot more of that, then you can get a clearer indication of what the dollar specifically is doing. But I mean, when it's all said and done, it's all fiat, fake currency anyway. When it's all said and done, it's like currency is fiat, so it ain't even backed up by nothing anyway, other than debt. It's literally backed up by more debt. That's why it's the way currency just will continue to go until whenever. Like, nobody knows what it's going to look like or how it's going to happen, but eventually the value of currencies will definitely shift and change. You know, like cryptocurrency and all of that, people are, I guess, debating whether or not that'll have something to do with the market or the dollar crashing and stuff like that. Nobody cares. Nobody knows, and nobody really cares until it happens. Like, once it happens, then you'll know what it's gonna be. But all I know is, in the interim now, you can trade and you can make money. You learn how the markets move, you will be consistently profitable, and you can make money on the NADEX platform by being consistent. That I know, without a doubt. Without a doubt. And patience and discipline are so valuable. Like, you guys don't understand. I know that you have a basic kind of, you're beginning to understand now more than anything. But the patience and the discipline is like gold. Like, I kid y'all not. Let me put one thing in perspective for y'all real quick, right? Like, everybody see me doing the blueprint project, right? Now, let's frame that. I think today I released the last flip video. It was how to flip 100 to 3,200 in 36 days, right? Think about what I just said. 100 to 3,200 in 36 days. That is insanity. That's insane. Mind you, 29 trades. Like, just saying that to me is, I'm like, wait. What? It only took 29 trades to take 100 to 3,200, and 3,200 represents a level in your account size where you can trade a large enough contract size to literally generate income on a weekly basis that's probably more than most people earn who have a job. And the growth aspect, or the growth phase of it, was done in 36 days. Let's say that you slowed it down way more than that. Instead of it taking 36 days, it took 90 days. 180 days, 6 months. It took you 6 months to do that. Let's just say that, right? And this is why I said patience and discipline, and more so patience. Super valuable. Understand what it took to do that. All it took was for you to wait for the market. Like, what if all you did was learn how to interpret the market and then just wait for the market to hand you money on a trade? I just told you it was 29 trades. Like, that's the bigger aspect of what I'm trying to talk about. 29 trades. There's people that took 29 trades today. You understand what I'm saying? 29 trades, but look at what was able to be done with the account from start to where it ended up at. So from 100 to 3,200 in 29 trades, regardless of how long it took. It happened to take me 36 days. But my point is, I don't care how long it took you. What would give you the nerve and the audacity to not be scared to flip and to stick to the script? Like, what gives you that confidence? It's the confidence in what you're learning about the market. Like, you'll have to make the connection between you and the market. There's a relationship between you and the market. The more that you understand the market, the more you understand yourself, the more you're controlling yourself. The reason people end up losing and doing stupid stuff, they get sidetracked because they get into themselves and into their feelings and become emotional and want to speed it up even more. Why? Don't try to speed it up. Slow it down. Slow it down so the market can give you the best opportunity that you could possibly even be present for by just watching and observing and waiting. Like, the value in that is ridiculous value to me. And it should be to you. Man, listen. I'm trying to tell you, man. What time is it? 4:50. That's why this market's starting to move a little bit now, because it's going to close in 10 minutes. All right. All right, let me go into these comments real quick. Don said Cantor Exchange. Yeah, I think the Cantor Exchange doesn't have as much open interest at all. At least the last time I heard about it. Like, the amount of volume on it is not significant at all. So I don't think that they can compete. Gregory said, I'm thinking of leaving Forex and trading NADEX now full time. You definitely can. You definitely can. Reg, Team Alliance, best market mind of the last 3 years. Appreciate that, man. Ed said, people talk about doing groundbreaking innovation in world finance, but no one is really doing. Until less talk happens and more doing occurs, we'll always have speculation. In the meantime, work with what works. Bingo. Yep. Oh, Reg, you like the green cap? Yeah, man. I forgot I had this too. This is the first time I wore this, like, since I had it, I think. I like that army green too. Yep. JPC, at what point or amount of wins do you add more contracts? If you look at the blueprint, all you do is flip. Like, so say you start with $100. When you get to 200, you go up to 2 contracts. When you get to 400, you go up to 4 contracts. And you just keep doing that. So to get from 100 to 3,200, it's 5 flips. It's 1 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 8, 8 to 16, and then 16 to 32. So on the 5th flip, you'll be at 3,200. And an account size that large, like what I'm doing in the income phase, is 34 contracts at the 3K level. 34 contracts. If you do an average of 5 trades a week, that's 3K a week. So that's why I did it like that. I did it at that number because that's just the number that had popped into my head when I first was talking about the blueprint. So that's just what I decided to do. But I mean, you can go, as far as you want to, or wherever you want to go. You don't have to be that aggressive. And at the same time, if you want to, you can be that aggressive at first and then kind of pull back when you get to a larger account size. Because remember, you got to understand, like, it's like start with $100 and go. If you want to test yourself and your skill, start with 100 and just go and see how far you can maintain the discipline and the patience so that you can just be consistent in your trades and flip. Like, don't be scared to do it. Because I know how people get. They start to see a larger account. They're like, oh, man, I got 1,000, man. I don't want to lose. No, don't stop thinking about losing. Think about what you're doing in the market. Observe, study, wait. Don't get anxious. Don't be thirsty. Like, you understand what just following that blueprint, you understand what that's doing for you. That literally is conditioning and training you to not be impatient, to not be disciplined. Like, for what? Look at what's waiting for you as you just flip and go. Like, you understand what you can do in a month, 2 months? Just go, man. Doc said, it's not the quantity of trades, it's the quality of trades. There it is. There it is, man. Ed says, so there is a real potential to build a 6-figure account based purely on patience, discipline, and honing your understanding of the market, or with just $100 investment. Even bigger than you don't need a 6-figure account to create a 6-figure income. You understand? You can have your account at 3K If you do half of what I'm suggesting and you just remain consistent, that's 1,500 a week. What's 1,500 a week over a year? 75, 80,000. If you did 2,000 a week, that's 100K income right there for the year. So you see what I'm saying? Mind you, you only have an account at 3K, but you can generate a 6-figure income over the year. Come on, man. I mean, you could do that. Why not? Doc says scared money don't make no money. You don't have nothing to be scared of. It's like the only thing that you need to be scared of is not having no skill. You do need to be scared of that. But most people ain't scared of that. Most people is cool with not having no skill. They like, all right, well, you know, maybe it'll work, maybe not. What? Like why? Why are you even thinking like that? If you're gonna think like that, you might as well go to casino. I might hit, I might not. That's your mindset. I'm not thinking like that. When I'm in the market, I'm only in the market because the market is telling me it's okay to be here and win. If the market says it ain't okay to be here, I'm not in it. That's it. Period. Don't get excited and all, anxious over getting to the end. Just work. Trade after trade. Time to scale up. Scale up. Don't be scared. Trade after trade. You flip again. Scale up. Trade after trade. Flip again. Scale up. Trade after. It's the same trades. Same stuff you was doing at one contract, you should be doing when you at 20. What is it? It's 1, 2, 4, 8, 16. Same thing you're doing at one contract, you should be doing at 16. You should be doing the same thing at 4, same thing at 8, same thing at 2. You're not doing something different just because the contract size got bigger. Come on, man. You're executing the same process. This is why now you see what I be talking about when I talk about the level of training. When you train, you're forcing yourself to do it. That's what training does. It reinforces what you should be doing anyway. Same reason why folk go to church every week. They're not going to hear something different this week. They're going to hear the same thing that they heard last week when they go this week. But it's going to reinforce the message. It's the same message, right? Love thy neighbor. Every week you go to church to hear love thy neighbor in a different way. Oh, I heard this last week. I know. It's the same message this week. Okay, yeah, that's wonderful. All right, cool. I'll see you next week. Why do you go to church every week? You want to hear it. You need to hear it. So that's my perspective on why. Like why? Well, why do I got to train like that? I'm telling you, the same reason. It's for the same reason. To reinforce what you hear all the time, so that eventually you just do it. Eventually you just do it. You hear it so much until eventually you don't have to even hear it to do it. You just hear it and love to hear it, but you're doing it now. You're not doing it because you're being forced to do it. You're doing it because you don't know what else to do. You know what I'm saying? You don't know nothing else now. Don said Mike Ross, great painter. You talking about Bob Ross? With the red curly afro from back in the days? Or is there somebody else called Mike Ross? I know Bob Ross was the painting man. That was my dude right there. Yeah, the camo I'm still looking for. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get the camel too. John says skill versus luck. If you can be consistent with 10 or more trades, would you say that is skill or luck? If you're consistent with 10 trades and you know why you won, it's skill. If you can't tell me why you won, then it's luck. And I don't mean, oh, well, why'd you win that trade? Oh, because it stayed above the line. I don't mean that. Why did you take that trade at that time? That's the question I'm going to ask you. Not even why did you win? Why did you take that trade at that time? What about the market let you know it was okay to trade right then and there at that time? If you can answer that for every trade that you take, then you definitely are at a high skill level. Definitely. If you can't, then you're not there yet. Ernest said, pay up your 10% for the same message. Doc said he was the man. Happy trees. Yes, happy trees, bushes. He'd be like, yeah, let's put a little bush right here next to this rock. Oh yeah, he's a little lonely. Let's give him some company. That was Bob Ross. That was my man, yo. No doubt. Paley said, market teaches superpowers. Keep growing. I appreciate you. Great live. Pleasure's all mine, man. Pleasure's all mine. I got to do something with this vibration because I can't just keep it bottled up. The vibe is heavy, man. Like just walking around and just trying to do normal stuff is hard. That's why I just be in my own little world. It ain't nothing normal about this, man. It's like the more skilled that you become, the more aware that you become of yourself, and also just of like your environment, the people around you. Like people look different to me. Everywhere I look, I feel positivity. I don't feel anything negative ever. That's another thing that happens too. Like I don't know who else feels like that, but that's how I be feeling. You can kind of tell just from how I be talking. It's like, man, he always talking about something positive and something good. That's the energy. The energy, the vibration that we're on, it's a positive vibration. It's nothing negative about it. That's why it elevates. Like it's impossible for you to stay around this and not get better as a human being. You can't be around this and not improve. It's not possible. It's not possible, man. But anyway, I think the market just closed. I'll be back on a little later on the charts. Market reopens, see what it do. So nothing actually manifested this afternoon, but there were moments where I did like how the market environment was looking, and also behavior was looking pretty decent as well. So, we'll keep an eye on things, see what goes on later on. But yeah, I definitely appreciate y'all, man, for hanging out. Shoot, we was up here for 2 hours. That's crazy. I don't even know. I lose all track of time too. That's another thing. John said, were you always positive in life or did you have to change? I always had a positive outlook in life, but I wasn't always positive with my actions. I think that just, as you grow and you develop as a man into becoming an adult, a mature adult that thinks before they act, a lot of that has to do with the type of things that you do and what you engage in and who you're around. Like who you'll have around you in your immediate everyday circle has so much to do with that. And in the past, there were, plenty of opportunities where I was like either doing something negative or ready to do something negative because of lack of self-control. That's why I'm so big on self-control now, because I know the value of that. And I know what it's like when you don't have self-control. I know that too. You know, you be like, if you're the type that has a temper, and that was me. I had a terrible temper when I was just coming up. From a kid, adolescent, teenager to young man, my temper was out of control. Just reaction. You know, oh, you did that? Boom. Like I'm ready to fight off of what I think is going to be a fight before it becomes a fight. Like just ready to neutralize a threat of a fight. And this was just, I don't know what it was. It just seemed like it was like a high testosterone or something, like just always ready to fight. But it was like, it wasn't based off of nothing either too. And this is kind of interesting too. Now that I actually think back at how I was at the time, I would never want to fight someone for nothing. I would want to fight off of somebody violating me or someone close to me. Like if somebody did something that I felt was a violation, I'm fighting you. Like, period. You like, I feel like you can't do that. And you're not gonna do that. So we fighting. And that was kind of like my thing. So I was like, wait, I can't just be going around fighting everybody. I gotta stop doing this, because then, you run into situations where, you want to fight and somebody else don't want to fight. They want to do something else to you. They're not fighting with their fists. So it's like, nah, I can't just go around like just punching people in the face. I can't do that. So I had to stop doing that because I had to rationalize my environment. I'm like, nah, first of all, everybody around here don't want to fight. Matter of fact, there's plenty of people around here that's not fighting at all. They not fighting you. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's a situation that escalates, they gonna do something else to you to try to hurt you. They're not fighting fair. It's none of that. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna have to calm that down. So I had to stop doing that. Then what it gave me time to do is to actually think. I'm like, I need to actually think and process my thoughts so I can control myself and not react the way that I do. And just over time, just through that practice of like minding my business, being quiet, staying off to the side. Let me come over here. Let me move away from that. Oh, I see a situation that it looks like it might, pop off over there. Let me move away from it instead of going to it. Like when I was younger, I used to love drama. If there was anything going on, I would run to it to see what it was and to, if anything, kind of want to be a part of it. And it was like, nah, this is very immature. It's immature, and it will lead to disaster at some point if I don't control myself. And I didn't do that just off of my own thinking at first. I had to see other people get into situations and like, oh, snap. Like, damn, that could have been me. So when it hit me like that, it was like, you really got to chill. Like, for real. You have to chill. How did you work on self-control? Just minding my business, like really minding my business, and just like minding my business and staying away from people is how I developed self-control. Staying away from people and staying away like from things that would trigger that energy in me. Like there's certain movies I still can't watch because it triggers the energy in me that is the reactionary energy. Certain movies I can't watch. I know that, so I don't watch them. You know what I'm saying? It's like knowing yourself, having self-awareness, and just don't put yourself in position to have your emotions triggered, because now you got to deal with your emotions and then bringing yourself back to where you want to be, which is on the positive vibration. That's another reason why this is so important to me, what we do, because it keeps me on the positive vibration. So I don't have time to be doing nothing else that's stupid. I just stay here with, around positive people that actually want to do something in life and be productive. That's important. That's important. It's like, it's about who you surround yourself with. Now, mind you, we online. but still y'all are here. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are here. So I'm being surrounded by people that have the same mindset as me, you know, the same type of thinking as me, family oriented people. You know what I'm saying? All of that is important. And you need to surround yourself with that just to keep your sanity and keep you away from doing stupidity. Ernest said, but some people need to be punched in the face. And that's exactly what my thinking used to be. I'm like, yo, I used to just be ready immediately. Like no talk. It's like you do something stupid, you getting punched in the face. You just getting punched in the face. But yeah, you can't, you know, nowadays nobody does that. Nobody walks around and you can't just punch somebody in the face and that's it. You know, you're dealing with a whole nother can of worms now. How does the self-control then relate to being positive all the time? Kind of what I just explained about the more that you're able to control yourself and remain on a positive vibe, it creates a loop. The positive vibration keeps you in a position where you can maintain self-control. If you get off that and you kind of move off of the positive vibe, you liable to... Oh, let me make sure this battery. I think this battery about to die. Wait, is it charging? There it is. All right. Ernest said Mark can't watch Grease. Oh, snap. That's funny. That's one of my favorite movies, actually. Free says, is making 400 to 500 a day with learning what you teach possible in a short time if I join the group and train for a month? No. Nope, that's not realistic. Yeah, because a month of training is like trying to learn a lifetime of skill in a month. It's going to take you however long it takes. Like, that's probably the most popular question. Well, Mark, how long is it going to take me to learn the skill? I don't know. I always give you the honest response. I have no idea because I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're going to do. I don't know if you're going to stop doing what you be doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many different variables that go into that. Don said you could put $100 in a bank account and get a lollipop every time you visit the bank. Kendrill Stonks. What is that? Don said banks are a joke. Ernest, times have changed. You need a lawyer by your side just to say hello to a female. Hey, you ain't lying. You ain't lying. You might get accused of something. Free. I mean, if I got time and I go hard at it, let's say 6 to 10 hours a day. Just the fact that you're asking that, Freeze. Like I know what you're getting at, and a month is not a long enough time. That's kind of like saying, you know, if I train with the Raptors for a good month, am I gonna learn how to become one of the star players on the team? I'm gonna go real hard for a month, and I want to be a starter on the team. Like, is that realistic? Nah. The dudes starting on that team, the ones that made it to be able to start on the team, how long they've been playing ball for? What is their training regimen like? How do they practice? How do they condition themselves? What do they be doing? You see what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot that goes into the elements of what you have to do personally to position yourself to be able to do it. So it's not just cut and dry like, oh, if I get into your training, you know, am I going to be able to get into that position? You'll have the framework for what it is that we do. But as far as you elevating to the mindset that you need to be in, that's going to take you however long it takes. And I believe that until you get to the point where you don't ask that question, you're not there at all. Like if you have to ask that question, you're definitely not there. That's how I know where somebody is. He said, because I don't want to just learn and train for 6 months plus and still not know what I'm doing and make money. If as long as you train, if like, all right, you see what you just said about committing for a month? What if you just committed, period? Like, what if you just committed indefinitely? You're not thinking about time. You train, you learn how to condition yourself. You don't deviate from what you're being trained to do. You develop your patience. You continuously develop your discipline. What if that's what you do now? That's what training really is. Training is not broken down into an amount of time. Training is something that you do, like it's your life. Like that, like people ask me that all the time, and I try my best to explain me. I'm like, you realize that I train more than everybody does, right? Like literally. Like right now, I'm about to go probably get some food, you know, go with the family or whatever, do what I do. And by the time I get back in the house, I'm going to be on training videos before I do live training tonight. Doing live training again tonight. Did live training last night for 2 hours. This is me every day. Training. Non-stop training. Just did this live for 2 hours. We've been on here for 2 hours. What have we been talking about? Everything we're talking about on here now is training. Like you realize that, right? This is all training. So the training is life. It's incorporated into your lifestyle. That is how you elevate. So if you really want it bad, you use me as the example. Like, look at everything that I do. Like, damn, this dude is on the charts. He's doing live training. He's doing Facebook Live. He's on YouTube. He'll go on Instagram. I'm doing social media just so I can be on here and just talk shit about the market and talk about what we're doing and engage with y'all. All of that is training. Man, oh man. Ernest said, learning the market never stops. Nope. That's why you see the market is open all the time. Reg said, everything is like the market, especially relationships. You got to wait until the other party is ready, like the market. Then you got to be ready to short or call. He said, I can commit and stay committed for life, but as far as only training and learning, but not trading, that's kind of like a waste because I ain't getting anywhere. Well, why wouldn't you trade? You're not going to just always train and not trade. You need to train and understand why you're going to trade. Like, you understand that that's the purpose of it. Training doesn't mean that you're not trading. You need to train until you understand why you would trade. It's just like say you get into training and after a month you feel comfortable. You're like, I feel like I'm good. I'm going in. Go in. Go in. But you're going to prove yourself right or wrong. You, not me, not the market. You're going to prove it. So for you to feel like you're ready and you're prepared to do it, put it to the test. That's what I was saying this earlier. I was like, listen, get $100, put it in your account, and flip. Flip. You're either going to do it or you're not. If you don't, understand what happened. Why did you lose? Damn, man, I should have waited. I had a feeling I should have just waited. I wasn't feeling right. Exactly. You wasn't feeling right, but you still did it. You see what I'm saying? So you can't be like that. You have to work on that. You have to work on, well, why did you feel like it wasn't right, but then you still did it? What is it about you that you need to work on so that you don't repeat that? You see how it's so many elements that have to be ongoing, constant reinforcement, working on it, shifting, adjusting, learning. Try it out. You messed up. Understand why. It ain't, oh, I messed up, I can't do this. That ain't it. You messed up, so what? You messed up, start over. But before you start over, understand what you're doing even more. So that when you start over again, you go in it with a different mindset that's elevated now. Like, listen, I done seen a bunch of stuff I know the market can do. I'm definitely aware of what the market can do, and I'm not playing with the market. I'm gonna let the market guide me into the trades. Next thing you know, you start to execute that because that's what you begin to believe you're doing. You know what I'm saying? But all of that comes through the training. That's what I'm saying. Mango said, I can say I've been putting in 6+ hours daily with TA since October. Training hard will really bring out a lot of things you will need to work personally that most people don't want to deal with. Free said, I just ain't trying to learn for 6 months and not trading myself because I'm still learning and don't know how to trade the right way yet. And that's why it takes time. That is why it takes time. Like you can't rush that process. That's what I'm saying. Listen to what you just said. You said, I'm still learning and don't know how to trade the right way yet. You think you're going to learn how to trade the right way in the time span of what you're thinking? You already putting a limitation by putting the time on it. So instead of doing that, just go through the process and let the process unfold you and elevate your mindset so that your execution will begin to be what it needs to be in order for it to work. Because that the only way through it is through it. You can speculate about it all day. Like, I wonder if I do it, if, man, I wonder if I'm going to be able to do it. You know how you find out? Do it. Go through the process. Dream said, what's the story about 100 for the right prediction above the strike price? This phone is overheating. Shit is getting mad hot right now. $100 for the right prediction above the strike price on NADEX. I think that you're referring to the way that the binaries work, Dream. And one contract is $100. If you're correct about where the market ends and you selected that direction. So for example, if you bought and price remains above by the time the option expires, you win the trade. If you sold, price remains below by the time the option expires, you win the trade. If you bought, price goes below the line, when the clock runs out, you lost. Vice versa. You sold, price goes above by the time the clock runs out, you lost. Binary, simple. You win or you lose. Reg said everything is the market. You got to see everything and see the opportunity and be ready to call or short. The blueprint is a life lesson. I'm starting to see it. Yes, it is. Reg is getting it. Reg, you're getting it, my man. Yep. Freezer said, that's what I mean. The flip vid you made, if I go from 100 and keep profit and flip into 1K within, let's say, 2 months of trading while learning with your group, so making 1.5 a week, which you talked about, is not impossible. No, it's not. But I don't want you to focus. Don't focus on the short-term money. Focus on the ability to be able to do this indefinitely. What's more valuable to you? You got to ask yourself that. What's more valuable? Are you just doing it just to make 1,000, couple of thousand, couple of hundred? Like, what you doing it for? You doing it for that, or you doing it to be able to generate income that will set you free financially? In order for you to do the latter and have financial freedom, you have to remain in position. In other words, your mindset has to be built solid. You can't just have a good week or two. I hope that that's kind of just connecting to you when I say that. As said, Dream Market's talking about a financial instrument called binary options, in which you have the option to enter a trade in the market that, if it is correct, the outcome is $100 reward. The amount you risk plus the difference between $100. Very well said. Yep, that is exactly right. Reg said, no, invest in some training first. Without training, trust me, your money will be gone in 5 minutes flat. Yep. Yes, indeed. Free said, if I train with y'all for a month straight and then started trading after 1 month, excuse me, while still learning, if I can make money right then, even if I still got much to learn, then I take that. I mean, you could do whatever you want to do. He said, I don't want to train for months without actually trading too. You can do whatever you want to do. If that's what you want to do, then do that. That's like, nobody is stopping you. No, I'm not saying, nah, you can't trade for 5 months, man. You know, stay on demo for 5 months. I'm not saying that. And people don't listen to me anyway. I want you to understand something else too. As much as I talk and everything I be saying, people still don't do what I be telling them to do. You realize that, right? People is hard-headed. Like, I'm just saying, people are like kids. You know how you tell your kids something 1,000 times and they still don't do it? That's regular people. That's everyday regular people. They do not listen. They don't listen, man. So I'm saying that just to say, like, it ain't like you're going to do what I tell you to do anyway. You're going to do what you want to do. But the one thing that I can do is warn you about the result of doing it your way versus doing it the blueprint way and just sticking to the script. The first part of the blueprint is training. Like, listen, when you're watching them videos, listen to me. Listen to what I'm saying. Ernest said, this is a lifetime skill. You can't learn that in a month. Damn sure can. That's like, it's kind of like saying, all right, I'm going to figure myself out in a month. I don't know how old you are, but let's say you're 35. You're 35 now. You had 35 years to figure yourself out. Did you figure yourself out yet? You've been around 35 years. Have you figured it out yet? Nope. So, like what are we dealing with? You know what I'm saying? I look at it like that. Dream said, I trade an 8-hour basis, 11 trades in total, 1 week, 10 trades correct, 1 trade incorrect, made 400 and I lost it all. Feel so bad. Listen, man. I mean, I don't know how many times I've heard that over and over and over again. But I know what the solution to that is. You have got to acquire actual market skill. You have got to elevate your mindset so that you stop believing that you have to lose. You know, people believe that, well, you're going to lose. Eventually, you're going to lose. Nah. That's, in other words, that's like saying eventually you're not going to be patient enough to wait on the market. That's what you're really saying. Because the only reason you're going to lose is when you don't wait for the market. You take it upon yourself to take action and to get into a trade that made no sense to take. I guarantee you that that's why you lost. And then I flip it around on you. You probably won a bunch of trades you shouldn't have been in too. But nobody talks about that. You're not going to tell me about the trade that you took that you won that you shouldn't have taken. It's just like if I ask you, all right, you took that trade, you won. All right, why did you win? I'm asking you, why did you win the trade? Oh, well, yeah, well, you know, because the price stayed above and I bought. That's not what I'm asking you. Why did you win? What was it about the market that gave you the confidence to pull the trigger and take that trade? Can you tell me that? Can't tell me that. You don't even know why you're winning. You see how deep it gets? Like, this is what I'm saying. Red said, nope, you may win some trades, but there was a lot to learn about the market. Exactly. Free said, why not just wait until you learn on, let's say, Mark's level, and then just take 1 to 2 trades a day like him, and just take 500 type trades like him. When you have skill, you can do whatever you want to do. What's up, Holly? Ernest said, boxers train all their lives for a few minutes of ring time. Mike Tyson trained for all his life for 20 seconds of fight time. Facts. John said, are there any students who have done the Blueprint project and have successfully reached the income phase? I would say no. For one, because I just reached the income phase 2 weeks ago. So I'm pretty sure that nobody else has even been set to endeavor upon it as of yet. But understand, like, the blueprint is not even something that's new. The blueprint is just a way to do what you already should be doing. The blueprint is not different than the spreadsheet. Like, that's another thing too that people be mistaken. Spreadsheet is the same thing. We're just talking about winning trades consistently. We're talking about understanding why we're winning trades, why we're taking trades, why we're not going to lose a trade. We're talking about interpreting the market. What are you talking about? Like, you got to understand what you're actually referring to when you talk about what we do in trading. It's not just about what you're thinking that it is. Oh, well, how many trades a day you get? Who cares? What if you don't get no trade today? You might get a trade tomorrow. No trade Thursday, may get a trade Friday. So what'd you do for the week? Oh, I'm 1-0 for the week. How you feel about 1-0? Why are you only 1-0? Well, the market only gave me one opportunity to take, and I took it. You just answered my question. Versus you take 10 trades, you win 8 and you lose 2. Well, what happened to the 2 trades that you lost? What happened? I don't know, man. The market just it just went against me. Well, what happened? Why did you take a trade at that time? You couldn't tell from what the market was already doing that it could possibly go against you? Actually, no. You know what? I actually did see it was looking funny to me, and I still took the trade. I should have waited. You know how many times I have a conversation with folks about this? Exactly like what I just described to you. These conversations go on all the time. And that's what I'm saying. Like this is what training does. Training forces you to not do that. This is the whole essence of the permission slip. The permission slip forces you to develop patience and discipline. Because without patience and discipline, you can't do what you see me do. I'm not doing nothing that you can't do. Equidream said I might be starting on the blueprint. I mean, I encourage you to do it. I encourage you to do it. Ed said I'm 35 and I feel I'm still figuring myself out most days. Team Alliance will cause you to evolve, elevate, and expand. You think, or who you think you are. Die to the ego to allow the rest of you to rise. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Red said, yeah, I did what I wanted to do, got cocky and lost real quick and knew when I made the trade I wasn't following the plan. The trade DQ'd twice and I still didn't care. Ed said, this is a lifestyle. Every single day we are about this life. That's it. That's it. He said, all I expect to always be learning, but I don't want to get into this knowing that I can learn the most important basics to begin knowing how to trade and win. I want to learn the basics at least within a month or 2. Like Freeze, you're insisting on putting time on what it is that you're trying to accomplish. And I understand why you're doing that. I'm trying to help you to not do that. But like I said earlier, people, you're going to do what you want to do anyway. So it doesn't even matter. The only thing that I would say will happen is if you remain around this environment, and especially if you remain in training, you inevitably are going to elevate at some point. When is going to be up to you, because the mind is stubborn. Like your brain is very stubborn, and it has a defense mechanism in it. Your brain is like right here. And then you have your comfort level, what you're comfortable with. Then you have new information that comes in, and your brain got a wall up. New information comes, hits the wall. Comes, hits the wall. It can't get past the wall. Your mind, your brain has the wall up. You don't even know that this is going on. So anytime new information is coming to try to penetrate past the wall, it hits the wall and it runs into this wall, and it just goes bow, bow, like waves crashing on rocks. Eventually, the wall gets broken down. How long it takes for that wall to get broke, you don't even know the answer to that. Your wall might be thick as hell. The thicker that your wall is, quote unquote, the more stubborn that you are, the longer it will take, because that wall has to be broken down. Now, what also happens is the knowledge, because it is knowledge, and if you just consistently bombard your brain with the information, aka training, what training does is it's just nonstop. Boom, 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 boom. Eventually the wall, it starts to get weathered down. It's getting broken down by this. You keep training, keep listening to training, keep watching training, keep attending live training, keep listening to me, keep listening to us talking. You keep doing it. And eventually this gets broken down. And the information will even, it'll start to slide under the wall and go into your subconscious mind first. So you're training at the subconscious level first. Your mind is not letting anything new in because it's protecting over here where you're comfortable. You in a comfort zone over here on the other side of the wall. And your brain has that wall up to protect your comfort zone. You comfortable where you are already. There's a level of comfort and safety that you feel. And that's why the information is not penetrating yet. So the only way to overcome that is the non-stop boom. Boom. You got to train. You have to, because your brain is not letting anything in. And the only thing that's going to break it down is the constant training over time. So eventually what your brain does, it says, nope, I ain't letting that in. Nope, I'm not letting that in. Wait, hold up. He keep giving me this. Maybe he wants to really know this. Let me let a little bit in. Then a little bit starts to sink in. You start getting light bulb moments. You're like, wait, oh, I'm starting to understand now. Next thing you know, your brain is like, let me let a little bit more in. Because he must really want to get this, because he's not stopping. And eventually it breaks down. And when it breaks down, that's when your understanding opens up and your mindset now starts to shift. This is how you switch. You don't switch. And just think about that. How long does that take? It's different for everybody. It's different for everybody. Is it going to take a month? Hell no. It's not going to take a month. And that's what I'm saying. So if you're still in the same mindset that you are in already, and you try to do something now because some of it has been hitting the wall, but it's not really getting through yet, because it takes you time to break this down. So now you want to take action with the same mindset that you already have. Go ahead, do it. You're going to prove to yourself where you are. That's what I was saying earlier. So I'm not telling you not to do it. I advise you to do it. I want you to see for yourself where you are. So if that means that you train for X amount of time, right? And you're like, I'm gonna give it a good month or two. Do it. You know what? I'm gonna throw some money in this account and I'm gonna go at it. Do it. Prove it to yourself. And as a matter of fact, another thing that I encourage everybody to do is to record. Record your trades. Don't just take trades. Record the trades. Like understand what we're really doing. We really study for real. The purpose of the recording is so that you can go back and watch how the market looked. How did the market look when you took the trade? Now you got a recording. You can see it. We can see it. Everybody benefits from that information because we're able to see, wonder why he actually took that trade. I don't see why he took that trade. You see what I'm saying? Or I see why he took that trade. Yeah, that makes sense. It can be one or the other. Either way, it's study. What do we do all the time? Study and observe the market. Like, look at all of these tools. This is what I'm saying about like the way that the training is set up. This is training. What I just told you about recording, that's a part of our training process. This is not just you buying, a training course or you getting, you want to copy my trades. That's not what this is. You're really learning. This is like being in school. This is like being in school. Think about the process a surgeon has to go through to become a surgeon. We talking about being surgical in the market, precise, with timing. How do you win a binary trade? Precision with the timing. Not, you got to be right about the direction. Nope. You could be right about the direction and be wrong with the timing and lose. Huh? I don't know how I lost that trade. The market was up there, but then the last 10 seconds, it came all the way down. Yeah, your timing was off. You wasn't studying the behavior. You didn't know what the environment was at all. You bet that the direction would hold. You didn't study the market. Like, this goes deep, man. Like, it goes deep, man. Let me go back a little bit. Yeah, freeze going in a little bit. Damn, y'all was saying a lot. Shit. Dream was asking what I'm saying is I just won 10 trades. It can't be just chance. I didn't consider risk management at all, and I waited too long for the market. Winning 10 trades can be chance if you don't know why you're winning. Remember that. If you don't understand the dynamic of the market and why you won those trades, it's chance. It is chance. And I guarantee you that you can't do it again. You ain't gonna be able to do that again. You can't do that over and if you can do that over and over again, you'll be rich. Put it like that. Like, do it again and then do it again and see if it works. And then let me know. Even if I'm doing small numbers like the 20 to 50 bucks a day, but I want to get to the 500, obviously. And I see, like, I really hope that you guys catch some of the things that I'm talking about, because you just said that you took 10 trades. Let me just put that in perspective real quick. The whole Blueprint Project growth phase for me was 29 trades. You took 10 trades in a day. The 29 trades I took were spread out over 36 days. Just think about that. More value was given to the trades that I took, because I was flipping the size of the account. Every time it got to double, I doubled the contract size. Gave way more value to the trades. If you're talking about 10 trades and you only making $20 to $30 on each trade, why not scale up and have the confidence to take them trades repeatedly the way that you're doing and just keep going and scaling up? Like I had this conversation with somebody a while back. They were telling me, yeah, I took 30 trades in 2 days. I'm like, well, how much money did you make? I made about 500. Huh? You took 30 trades and you made $500. I took 29 trades and turned 100 into $3,200. Doing the same. Let's say we were doing the same thing. I did the same thing you did. You took 30, I took 29. We did the same thing. What happened to your account? What happened to my account? Why? Why? Like if you're gonna do that, why not give more value to the trades that you do take? Are you scared to do that? Are you intimidated by the market? Are you gonna switch up when you double up your contract size? What you gonna do? How you gonna handle that? How you gonna feel when you go from 1 to 2 contracts? You gonna get a little scared now? You gonna take a different trade? You gonna do something different? What are you gonna do? This is what I mean about the dynamic of it. Like, what do you want to do? You want to take trades just for the sake of taking trades? I don't want to do that. We are talking about positioning ourselves to become financially free and using trading as a business to do it with. So in order for you to do that, you have to be trained in order to know what you're doing, not guess. Damn, I hope these trades, hope I can make some money with this. We're not in the hope business. If you hoping, then it ain't a business. If you hoping, it ain't a business. Right, yeah, it could be that too. Looking at the thumbnails and the titles. Right, could be. Could be. This is interesting. Dream said the whole in the money thing kind of scares me. Knowing you're risking 80% while only being able to make 20% on the trades, that's what I need to learn. And as far as getting the skill and being comfortable in taking trades like that, knowing if I win, I win, but if I lose, I almost lose my whole account. And that's another aspect of it also. It's like, yeah, but you can lose your whole account doing at the money. You'll lose your whole account doing out the money with better risk reward. See, like what does not change is the fact that if you don't know the market, you'll lose regardless of what your risk reward on your account is. It doesn't matter what your risk reward on your trades are. You don't understand the market and you can't interpret, you're gonna lose anyway. Like, you literally are gonna lose your trades, period. It's only a matter of time. In the money, at the money, it don't matter. You don't understand the market, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose. So this is about understanding why you win in the first. Why do you win any trade? Who decides who wins the trade? The market. What do you know about the market? Nothing. You don't understand the market. That's why you're gonna lose. Like, period. But this was good, man. This was good. This was very good. And I always appreciate this. Like, when people come on and they are engaging and asking questions and stuff, because I like that, Reg. Reg is like, listen, come on. What are y'all talking about? Dream said, I think I need some advice. I worked on Forex and binary options about a year. Yeah, you do, man. You need it. Red said, I have to be the adult in the room. Just take the damn training, then train yourself and see if you change. Holly said, been trading 5 months on demo. 23-0. Will live trade when I master this. Woo! Whoa! Go ahead, Holly. That's what I'm talking about. Look, she said training makes the difference. Come on, man. Come on. Trying to tell y'all, man. Like, this ain't a game. I don't know what people be thinking that it is, but it's not a game. And it is fun, but it's fun because you know where you're gonna be. But it ain't fun when you losing money. It ain't no fun when you keep losing and don't know why. That is not fun. Dream said I put around 500 in each contract. I know it sounds stupid. Yeah, it sounds a little crazy right there, man. Cause you're doing that, but is your confidence backed up by your skill? That becomes the question. That's always the question that I ask. You know, is your confidence backed up by your skill? Because if it's not backed up, it's not confidence at all. It becomes cockiness a little bit. Like, yeah, I'm gonna win this. And it's like, wait. Do you understand why you even are winning trades at this time with the market doing what it's doing? That's the real question. All right, anyway, let me get out of here. Y'all done kept me here another hour, man. So I see y'all on training. Everybody else, I'll holler at y'all probably tomorrow sometime on YouTube. Red said 3 months of training will save your account. That's a fact. At least. All right, y'all, I'm out. I'll holler at y'all. Peace.